Welcome to this unit on what makes a good data story. In this session, you will understand the elements that make a good data story and how to use data effectively in your story. Elements of a strong data story. Number 1, a clear lead. It should be easy to understand the data. Human interest piece that has impact to different populations. The data shows the evolution of the story over time. Analysis highlights the cause and the solutions, and clarity of language. What is a clear lead? The lead expresses what is newsworthy and surprising and how it affects people's lives. An example of a strong lead. New data reveals a sharp increase in childhood obesity rates, raising concerns about the long-term health implications for future generations. Easy to understand data. Data elements include that data should be accessible, data is put in context, data is compared between different groups, expert interviews support the data, and data visualizations meet a high standard. Accessible data. A good data story simplifies numbers using techniques such as rounding, rates, and ratios to make them more understandable for the audience. It explains why the numbers matter. Instead of stating a complex figure, we can give the example such as, out of a total of 500 respondents, 75% expressed dissatisfaction with the current healthcare system, highlighting a widespread concern among the population. Data context NAT graph. The story provides a comprehensive background of the findings and data, including the complete source of the data and relevant historical or technical background. It sets the data findings in context and explains why the new findings are significant. An example of a NAT graph. According to the latest government report on air pollution levels, the data collected from monitoring stations across the country indicates a marked increase in harmful particulate matter. This alarming trend, attributed to factors such as industrial emissions and vehicular traffic, raises serious health concerns for vulnerable populations such as children and the elderly. Data comparison among groups. The story utilizes data analysis to explain the interplay between at least 3 datasets and their impact on the topic at hand. Putting multiple datasets together. For example, a data story on educational attainment might compare graduation rates among different racial and ethnic groups, highlighting disparities and the implications for equity in education. Data-driven interviews. In a good data story, experts are interviewed to provide insights and explanations on general trends, causes, and solutions derived from the data. These interviews add credibility and depth to the story. Picking the right experts for interviews. For instance, a data story on climate change might include interviews with climate scientists or environmental policy experts who can discuss the implications of the data findings and propose evidence-based strategies for mitigation. Visualizations in a good data story are carefully chosen to match the data type being presented. The headline of the visualization clearly states what is newsworthy about the data. The source of the data is properly cited. The colors used in the visualization are simple and complementary, avoiding unnecessary complexity, and the information presented in the visualization is easy to understand and supports the narrative of the story. Human interest. A good data story incorporates human interest by introducing a human character or using data to explain the impact on those most affected by the issue. For example, the story could introduce a single mother struggling to afford housing in a city with raising rental prices, highlighting the personal challenges and experiences faced by individuals in such circumstances. Connect the story to the impact on individuals. Demonstrate impact on different populations. The story delves into data analysis to explain the consequences of the issue among different populations and their demographic characteristics. For instance, a data story on healthcare disparities might examine how certain ethnic groups have higher rates of chronic illnesses and explore the socioeconomic factors contributing to these disparities. Data highlights the impact on different populations. Evolution of the story. A strong data story explains how the issue has evolved for different groups over time, emphasizing why the present moment is crucial. For instance, a data story on employment trends may track the changing unemployment rates among various demographics, showcasing the impact of economic policies and market fluctuations. Analysis. A good data story utilizes at least one dataset to explain the causes of the issue. It examines the data to identify underlying factors and provides insights into the root causes. The story incorporates at least one dataset to explore potential solutions to the issue. It uses data to support and inform discussions on effective strategies and interventions. Causes and solutions. For instance, a data story on declining voter turnout could analyze data on voter registration, demographics, and access to polling stations to uncover potential reasons behind the trend. For example, in terms of solution, a data story on renewable energy adoption might analyze data on the growth of solar panel installations and explore policy incentives that successfully promoted renewable energy usage. Clarity of language. A good data story is written in clear and straightforward language. It avoids ambiguous wording and jargon. It includes explanations and descriptions that aid understanding, even for non-experts, and technical terms are accurately defined. For instance, a story about climate change would explain terms like greenhouse gases and global warming in accessible language. Now, it's time to put it all together and develop your capstone project. Thanks for engaging in this unit and see you in the next one.